right, good evening, parents, caregivers, and community members. Thank you so much for joining us for tonight's course. If this is your first Parent Academy course, welcome. For those of you joining us again, thank you for your ongoing support. We look forward to continuing to serve you and your families as we learn and grow together. My name is Ashley Vandenmyracker, and I am a Duval County Public Schools Parent Academy Specialist. On behalf of the board, the superintendent, and the entire Team Duval, we are thrilled to partner with the Office of School Choice once again to bring you a live event this evening. Tonight, you will hear from Ms. Jennifer Marcellus, a specialist with the Office of School Choice, and she will present the course School Choice, the next steps, where you will learn about important resources that are available and what the next steps in the school choice process are for you. Should you have any questions throughout tonight's presentation, type them in the chat box where Ms. Marcellus or Ms. Thomas, Director of School Choice, are available and ready to answer any questions that you have as you submit them. So I'm going to hand it over to Ms. Marcellus now. Enjoy and have a great night.
So good evening, and thank you for joining us this evening. We have a couple of brief slides to go through, and then we'll be more than happy to answer any and all questions that you have tonight. Our agenda is fairly straightforward. We're going to address families who completed their application by the deadline date of February 28th. We're going to speak to those families that need to apply between now and June 30th. And then, of course, we're going to answer any questions that you may have. So some frequently asked questions that we are currently getting in our office. The first, of course, is about notifications. So parents will receive an email notification to their email address that is attached to their Parent Focus account, and that will be in mid-April, so it's right around the corner. If once you have received your notification, you are waitlisted, please note that we will work the waitlists throughout the summer, and that as space becomes available, we will be calling off the waitlist in the order of the waitlist by grade level. Of course, placement, unfortunately, is not guaranteed. So lastly, once notification letters are sent out, then we parents will be able to monitor the wait list as the summer progresses. So as a brief, I have a brief screenshot here of what that's going to look like. So basically, and this information will be on our school choice website once the notifications go out. So parents will be able to select their child, and then within child information, they will be able to see their waitlist number, and parents will be able to see what the next number is we're calling. So for instance, if you're number 25 for a school, you will see as we progress through the list. So it will tell you what number you are, and then it will also tell you the next number that we will be calling. So that's a great tool, and that's real-time information that you'll be able to access from your home. So the next steps for on-time applicants. So as I mentioned, the late application window will be opening April 15th. At that time, if a family decides to make a late application request, that will affect their current application. So if you, we do encourage our parents to wait out the wait list because things constantly change. However, if you decide to make a late, if you intend to apply late and you have a current application in the on-time pool, then unfortunately that will cancel your existing waitlist number. So, as I mentioned just previously, our late application window opens April 15th. That will be through our Parent Focus accounts. So it is exceptionally important that parents now take the opportunity to go into their Focus accounts and make sure that they are linked to their students Seat availability, seat assignment will be first come, first served based on seat availability. With the knowledge that if a school has a wait list, late applicants will be placed after the wait list is exhausted. It's also important to note that late applicants will not receive a waitlist number. The focus will keep track of when they'll date and timestamp your application. However, we will not assign a waitlist number to late applications. Again, late applications will be date and time stamped through focus. So parents need, and that's one of the next steps, is that parents need to confirm now that they can indeed get into their parent focus account. If you do not have a parent focus account, now is the time to create one, as it is a 3-day process. So you will need to go ahead and begin now working your way through the process. There is a link here on the slide, and we will provide it in the chat that will walk you through the next steps you will need. If your child is a rising kindergartner or new to Duval County Public Schools, you will need to register them through Focus if it is your intention to apply through the late application window. Lastly, if a student is returning to DCPS, please reach out to our office so that we can reactivate that student number. We do not assign new numbers to students when they come back into the district because that first number holds all of their academic information. So we do ask that you reach out to our office for the next steps for reactivating your students. So in just a minute, we're going to go through all the questions that may have transpired within the chat. I do want to share this information with you. We, the specialists at the Office of School Choice, will be available to speak to you one-on-one through our School Match 2021 website. That link can be found on our School Choice webpage, and that link is provided here. So that will provide you with how to reach us during the day. If you would like to chat virtually with somebody, we can make that happen. Of course, we do have email accessibility, so you can reach us at school_choice to discuss whatever concerns you may have. And at the top of the page there, we are taking appointments to meet with our staff. This week in particular would be a great time for you to come to our office if you have any questions or if you need any technology assistance with setting up your Focus account or linking your children to your parent Focus account.
One of the questions asks, should anything be showing in Focus right now? There's nothing indicating I submitted an application, but I did receive a confirmation email when I submitted it. At this point, those screens are locked, and so you will not be able to access or see anything in Focus right now. The second question, can I change the order of my preferences in my own time application before the lottery is done? That process is complete. All changes should have been made by February 28th at the close of the application period. The next question, several students have said they already received acceptance into the school that they applied for. What does this mean for our application? At this point, the only students who have been notified are those who applied to the high school acceleration programs, and it's quite possible that they have received their acceptance letters. Those actually went out in mid-February. So when answering the questions or having those conversations, ensure that you are very much aware of the application or program that student is speaking of. The next question, when will the lottery results be announced? As Ms. Marcellus mentioned, those results will be published in mid-April. The next question, I have applied for an exception for both of my kids to attend a school that is not in their home school zone. What happens if one is selected and the other is not? That does happen. If one child is selected and the other is not, the one student who was not selected will remain on the wait list, and if a seat becomes available, will be placed. If we're not able to place that student, then that student will automatically be projected back to their attendance area school. The next one, I am new to Jacksonville and am lost in this process. How do I schedule a one-on-one virtual meeting to learn more about school choice, magnet schools, etc. in Florida? If you will, please visit our district website at duvalschools.org/school choice to schedule an appointment with our office, or you can call our office at 904-390-2082. As Mrs. Marcellus has already mentioned, the late window application period will begin on April 15th and will close on June 30th. Once the notices go home as far as or sent to the parents regarding the acceptance into the various programs, parents will be able to see this information through Focus. So you'll receive an alert stating that you have a very important message waiting for you. And at that point, if you'll log into your Focus account, you will have access to that information to find out your child's placement status. If we move during the school year within Jacksonville, is there a way to keep our kids in their same school? Is that part of the school choice process? If you move during the school year within the county, yes, you may retain for your children at that current school. The policy has been updated and it will allow us to place a special assignment on the student so they can remain in the highest grade level at that school. How do I choose between magnet and special transfer? Do I have to decline magnet lottery results to be considered for special transfer? As you know, and as we've stated, magnet has priority over special transfer option. So if you made a magnet selection and you were placed in a magnet assignment, you will not be placed in a special transfer option. Again, if you applied for a magnet program and you're accepted into that magnet program, you will not be considered for a special transfer option because magnet has priority over special transfers. If, however, you applied for a magnet program and you were waitlisted, you may remain on a waitlist for a magnet program and be accepted into a special transfer option school. If I get my first choice but want my second, do I have to reapply or can I go on a wait list for that school? When you submit applications for magnet programs, if you submit two choices, it's our understanding that you're okay with either choice. If you end up being placed or if the student is placed in the second choice, then they will not be placed on a wait list for the first choice. The system processes both at the same time, and if a student is accepted into one, he's not waitlisted for the other. What does the late mean for the student? The late application period is one that we have for any parents who are seeking to apply for schools who did not apply during the on-time application period. Of course, when you apply to it during the on-time application period, you have a better opportunity or a chance of getting the school or program that you seek. But we do encourage parents, if you were not able to apply for any reason during the on-time application, that you do apply during the late application period. If a student moves during the year, is the ability to stay at the school only for the current school year, or can the student continue through the 5th grade? Students will be allowed to remain at that school through the highest grade level completed. So yes, it will be through the 5th grade if we're talking about an elementary student. I will be applying for magnet schools late. What is the link or URL for the applications? The applications will be available through the Parents Focus account. You must be linked to your child in order to access the applications. Once a student is granted a special transfer, do they have to reapply every year? No. Once a student is accepted into a special transfer option school or even a magnet program, they are there until they complete the highest grade level they're at the school. There are some exceptions that apply to schools that have the academic performance standards, however. If I have a child in a magnet school already, where their siblings get into that same school if it is one of their choices. The quick answer to that would be yes, but it's going to also depend on the choice. If the school where the sibling currently attends was the first choice, is more likely that the student will be placed there because that's typically where the student may have the highest priority. I am applying late. Will I be able to apply for 2 magnet schools? If you're applying late, the option typically allows 1 magnet program. Does accepting a seat in a charter school have any effect on the magnet process? Because we run our system is separate from the charter schools. A student could be accepted into a magnet program, and that not be linked necessarily to the charter. Do I need to do something different? I want to transfer my son from Duval Charter School at Mandarin to Mandarin Middle. He will be in the 8th grade next year. If you actually reside in the Mandarin Middle attendance area, you would just simply cancel the assignment for Duval Charter, and we will automatically project the student to Mandarin Middle if that's the attendance area school. If it is not the attendance area school, you will need to complete an application for the special transfer during the late application window. What time does the late application process start on the 15th? The late application window will open at 8 a.m. on the 15th. Is the student's academic record taken into consideration for school choice? We only look at the academic record and for review of those programs that may have prerequisites. For example, in order for a student to enter Paxson, Stanton, Darnell as a 9th grader, or Robert E. Lee's Engineering Academy, they must successfully complete Algebra 1. So that's an example of when we do review the academic record. If a student is looking to enter a Montessori program and they're above grade kindergartner, we'd be looking to ensure that the student has had at least 1 year of experience in Montessori just prior to the application being placed. My daughter chose 2 schools. Will she be sure to get into one or the other? There are no guarantees. Again, this is a lottery. And the reason we have a lottery is because we typically have more applicants than we do seats. So as it relates to guaranteed placement, we do not guarantee placements. Again, parents, that's some important dates to remember. The notifications regarding the results of the lotteries, again, will be distributed in mid-April. If you are interested in submitting a late application, the late application window will open on April 15th and will close on June 30th. If again, it's your intention to submit an application at this time, please ensure that you have a linked account with your child and so that you'll be able to access those late magnet and late special transfer option applications. I see some other questions have popped in. Does a late applicant have any better chance if they are currently in a magnet program and attended the magnet tours? During the late application window, priorities do not apply. If you are currently in a program where you've been accepted, when you submit that late application, it will automatically cancel the assignment that you currently have. So I strongly suggest that when you go to make that decision that you kind of think about it, because when you submit that application, you'll be canceling the current assignment that you have. Applied for the lottery. Since we missed the IB applications, can we apply for the IB program this coming on the 15th? The Full Acceleration programs will open their late window on April 19th. So you will be able to apply for any available IB program seats at that point. Again, starting April 19th, the application will be available through Focus as well. Is bus transportation available for all schools in Duval County? There are restrictions as it relates to transportation regarding your neighborhood and your attendance area school, as well as the magnet programs. Typically, we provide transportation to schools that are in your attendance zone, and there are some schools that do receive district-wide transportation, some magnet programs. So again, I would direct you to our school reference guide so that you can get more information, or again, contact our office if you want specific information regarding your particular school and your question. Can you fill out the late application and Focus prior to the 15th? No, you may not. The application will not become available until the 15th, so it will not be available to you until then. My son is currently in 8th grade and is already slated to go to one high school, but he recently moved into another area within Duval, but would like for him to continue to go to that school that is already slated to go to? Do we need to submit an application for school choice when he's already slated to go to that school? If he's an 8th grader, then he's a currently 8th grader, he's going to be projected to his attendance area school, which at this point he has, if you haven't moved, when you move, your new school is going to be whatever the new school attendance area is. If you want him to stay within the attendance zone that he's currently in, yes, you would need to apply. Can parents keep applying each year? Yes, you can keep applying each year. Is there going to be after-school care this year available to just some schools not offering? As it relates to any after-school programs, I strongly encourage you to contact the school that you are interested in regarding those after-school programs. I'm not at liberty, nor would I have access to those programs for each individual school. At this point, if we are in the late application window and you're applying, again, preferences and priorities are not applicable. So even if you attended a school tour in the spring and you come back and apply for that school during the late application window, no, priorities will not apply. What happens if you do not get into any of the chosen schools? If for some reason you're not accepted into any of the schools or programs that you selected through the lottery, students will be automatically projected back to their attendance area or neighborhood school. What happens if you don't? Okay, so I'll just answer that one. Is there a way to see how many seats, if any, are available at a particular school? This would be for a special choice. From April 15th through June 30th, we will place students as seats become available. At the end of the month, end of June 30th, starting July 1, we will go into controlled open enrollment where we'll only post schools that have seats available. So at this point, you're applying to a school just because that's the school you want, similarly to what you would have done during the on-time window. If a seat becomes available, we'll be able to place the student. If accepted in the lottery, will it impact my IB application on the 19th? We only have one school choice. You cannot make multiple school choices. So if you're looking to apply somewhere else, the way the lottery processes is that you will lose the current seat that you have. Can you submit more than one late application? The process if you submit a late application, the one that we will accept will be the one that was that was accessible or available at the time that we did the placements. So it won't be we went back, you applied in May and a seat became available for a school in July, but you submitted multiple applications between May and July. Is whatever we have available at the time that we have your most current application. What if you turned in your application on time but was not able to go to the tours? You just did not receive tour credit for whatever program that you would have applied for. My son will be 9th grade this school year. What is the process for the AP program? If you're interested in having the student apply for any of the programs, it's just a matter of applying. All of the schools at some capacity offer AP courses, so it's a matter of determining what school you want to attend. Is there a different process application for magnet and special choice applications? We're in the late application window, so the short answer to that question is no. You would just submit a late application through the Focus portal when the application window opens. We attended a tour but didn't receive any documentation. What is considered proof that we actually attended? When you attended, the schools actually would have had you complete a survey, or one of their staff members would have submitted a survey on your behalf to document that you attended the tour. If you have questions, please reach out to our office and we'll be able to confirm that for you. Priorities do not apply during the late application process. That's one of the caveats of applying on time. That's the only time that priorities would apply. But between the January 1st and the February 28th window, is to encourage parents to apply on time. We do not recognize priorities in the late application. So parents are encouraged to visit any school that they intend to apply to, whether it be special transfer or magnet. The difference between the special transfer and magnet is that with magnet programs, you do receive a priority or preference when you attend a school tour, whereas that credit is not available for special transfer. It's just an opportunity for you to get to know more about the school programs that are being offered there. If I applied initially during the open enrollment on time, now I like to add a second choice. How can I do that? You wouldn't be adding a second choice. You'd be replacing a choice that you've already made. So if for some reason you want to change the selection you would have made through the on-time lottery, you can apply through the late application window. But know that it's not an add-on, it's a replacement of. So if you applied for one school and you change your mind and you want something else, then that something else or that second school that you applied for in the late window becomes your choice. I've already sent an application for a particular school through Focus. How do I know that they responded? We have not released notification results as relates to the lottery as of yet. That information will be distributed mid-April through the Focus account. Were you supposed to orientation for every choice? That was a personal family decision if you would have liked to attend. And I'm assuming you mean the tours because you wouldn't have gotten your information as it relates to your placement yet. But we encourage parents to visit as many schools as they like, to participate in as many tours as they like, so that they can learn more about the schools that are available. So again, the late application window will open on April 15th. It will close on June 30th. If you did not apply during the on-time application window, or if you like to change to another school via the application, you have an opportunity to do so. Again, that's between April 15th and June 30th. As seats become available, we will place students based on the date and time that those late applications were received. Every application that's submitted through our office will receive a date and time stamp, and that's the process that we'll use to place students throughout the late application window. Is there bus transportation available to the Jacks Beach Elementary School from all locations in Duval County? No. The transportation for Jacksonville Beach, I believe, is only open to your zone. I would encourage you again to go ahead and visit our website so that you can access the school choice guide for certainty, because I'm going just off memory. The lottery results will be posted by mid-April. The credit that you receive by attending a school tour is just a better priority. So there are some students who may not have attended a tour. So if I was a child applying for a school and I didn't go in on a tour, then the child that did go would be placed prior to myself being placed because they would have a better priority. It just gives you a better place in the.
So yes, there is an opportunity to cancel a seat assignment if that is your choice. So our tours this year are virtual tours. If a school decides to offer a virtual tour, again, it would not be for a priority. It would be simply to offer parents an opportunity to talk to school-based administrators.
How do we choose who gets into these magnet programs? It is purely a lottery with priorities that are applied based on programs that students would have attended, if they were received neighborhood preference, if they have siblings at the school, if they attended tours. It's a pure lottery system.
Well, again, we thank you for your time this evening. Please do take a screenshot of the contact information. We are more than happy to answer any of your questions from now through the summer.
Thank you again so much, everyone, for joining us tonight. I hope that you found this information valuable and pertinent to your parenting and caregiving right now. Please visit duvalschools.org/Parent Academy so you can see our upcoming catalog for April. It's online and it should also be arriving in your mailbox soon. Thank you again so much to everyone for coming out. And you can visit us at duvalschools.org/Parent Academy, or feel free to email us at parentacademy@duvalschools.org at any time if you need anything.